Amazing Rimuru fans, the creator hopes you are enjoying the new videos. YouTube has stopped monetizing her channel because they don't accept text-to-speech voices. They want her to use her own voice for all the characters, but she knows you will not enjoy it this way. Your support will help her continue to make videos for you. Check out her Patreon page to support her. The link is in the description.
What's up guys, welcome to AnimeKouhai. If you want to help me out, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel.
The belt her sword hung from accentuated just how narrow her waist was. Yep, a sight for sore eyes. I wanted to stare at her some more, but then she flashed an icy look at me, so I coughed and looked away.
Hey, Mr. Tempest. Who's that woman?
Alice and Chloe shouted at me, both a little put off.
This is Hinata. She's really strong, you know. We fought to a tie once.
Huh? A tie against that old?
Before Kenya could finish, the tip of her rapier was against his throat. I didn't even see her draw it, and there it was, maybe a millimeter away from bare skin. The slightest movement from Kenya would skewer him.
What were you about to say?
I just meant you were really beautiful.
He managed to blurt out as he shivered, tears in his eyes.
Ken.
Ryota wanted to help him but couldn't even move. A mere look from Hinata planted his feet to the ground. Gale, too, was frozen solid, boundlessly fascinated as he was. I could imagine why. Even I was scared of her, so Ryota's and Gale's reactions were completely understandable.
Don't be rude to her, okay, Kenya? She was an apprentice to Shizu, too, you know. That makes her your senior, like with Yuki.
Kenya gave me a, I wish you told me sooner, look. I understood how he felt, but really, this was his fault. It happened right after I told him not to get carried away or start fights, so really, I have to say he deserved it.
Shizu's apprentice. Wait, no way.
The girl who got stronger than Shizu in just 1 month. Hinata Sakaguchi, captain of the Lubelius Crusaders.
Wow. But is it really you?
Why didn't you tell us sooner? Come on.
With a light ching, Hinata put her sword away. Kenya promptly fell to the ground, too unnerved to get back up.
I thought I was gonna pee my pants.
He said, a little pale.
Gross.
Retorted Alice.
Look, I was scared, alright? But I think that was your fault, Kenya.
Kenya fell silent. He knew Chloe was right.
But did you really fight to a tie with Hinata, Mr. Tempest?
I gave Gale the honest answer.
Pretty much. One side ran off before the battle could be decided, so definitely a draw.
Wait, you ran, Mr. Tempest?
Did I say who? Damn, they're sharp.
I'll leave that to your imagination.
I replied, trying to salvage my image. It wasn't a lie, and I think I had revealed enough of the truth anyway. The children looked like they had more questions, but Hinata cut them off.
So what were you concerned about just now?
I recalled thinking about who I might be able to leave the kids to.
Well, these kids are about to hit the town, but you see how crowded it is. I need someone to watch them.
Oh, well, I can babysit them.
So I was just figuring out who to,
What did she just say? Hinata would watch the children? If that was a joke, it wasn't funny.
What, are you saying I'm not good enough for that?
No, not at all.
She was staring at me. So scary. Now I was impressed Kenya didn't piss himself. He deserved more praise.
And you won't say no to me, either, will you?
No, of course not.
Ken.
Absolutely. By all means.
You too, Gale. Well, alright.
Kenya and Gale immediately fell to her will. Ryota, seeing their reaction, didn't hold out much longer.
I can't believe I'm getting to be with you, Hinata. I look up to you so much.
Alice was fangirling out, too. She looked up to Masayuki, too, she'd mentioned earlier, and I suppose Hinata was like a pop star to her. And no complaints from Hinata, she was already getting attached. As for Chloe.
I like you. You kind of remind me of Shizu.
She gave Hinata a hug, all smiles. If Chloe liked Hinata, she must really be a good person inside, huh? A little scary around the eyes, but that didn't affect Chloe much. And unless I imagined it, I thought I saw a bit of a smile on Hinata's face as well. In the blink of an eye, she had captured their hearts.
Right, let's go. Why don't we check out the food stalls first? I heard they have yakisoba noodles and grilled corn.
Okay.
What leadership. It was astounding. I could only assume the children would be fine under Hinata's care. It filled me with relief, even as Hinata came up and whispered in my ear.
I'll watch them for you, but you handle Lady Luminous, alright?
Huh? I hadn't seen her last night, but Luminous was here after all?
Oh, did she decide to pay a visit?
You invited her, didn't you? I saw her gleefully preparing a maid outfit for the occasion.
Amazingly, Luminous had disguised herself as a paladin alongside Arnaud and Bacchus to partake in the festivities. For the first day, she'd be joining the group of royalty and nobility on the tour of the premises I'd be giving. Paladins qualified as nobility, as the rule went, so she was perfectly fine being mixed in with the tour. Very shrewd of her, I guess you could say. She even stayed last night in the brand new church I had built in this nation. I had no idea at all, which just shows how well she had concealed herself.
Thanks in advance.
Hinata said as she went off with the children. Suddenly, I felt like I had much more to worry about. Hinata was practically skipping down the street, meanwhile. She got me again, didn't she? I knew it. The moment Hinata was out of sight, I felt a light slap on my shoulder.
Well, Rimuru. I don't think I've ever seen Hinata smile before.
It was a smiling Yuki standing there, dressed not in a fancy suit but in a uniform that looked like a modified school outfit. He was here to take me to our designated meeting point for the tour.
Yeah, I never would have guessed she'd be interested in watching the kids. I figured she'd tell me to shut up and storm off.
Oh, I dunno about that. You might not guess it, but Hinata's pretty good at taking care of people. It is a surprise, though. And she looks really great in that dress. Apparently, she bought it in town here. She looks kind of like a pretty, fashion-conscious college student, huh?
So that was from Tempest? I thought I was mistaken, but I guess I wasn't.
In that case, Hinata's gotta be loaded, 'cause lemme tell you, that dress doesn't come cheap.
It was made from Helmoth silk, comfortable against the skin and granting the wearer the effects of cancel temperature. It also offered pretty decent defense, reducing damage better than your bog-standard leather armor. But it was lavishly expensive. We had a steady supply of silk fabric, but it still wasn't nearly enough, and each piece had to be handmade. Between the scarcity and labor involved, we all but had to charge an arm and a leg for it. It was boutique shopping for nobles, not the girl on the street, and Hinata had bought it at first sight yesterday without hesitating. If she'd already had it tailored to her size, then clearly money was no object with her. Not that I'm complaining. Always nice to have a free-spending customer.
Well, it's a big party right now, so maybe she's loosening the purse strings a little? She was looking around town all excited yesterday, too.
She was? Maybe I was even more mistaken than I thought. She was really looking forward to the Founders Festival, wasn't she? Oh, and that's why she was palming Luminous off on me. So she could really cut loose, huh?
What was she looking for yesterday?
Oh, just checking out what stalls you had, I suppose. She went on and on to me about how you had yakisoba and roasted corn, for one.
She did?
So Hinata had been casing the festival grounds yesterday. She certainly wasn't messing around, was she? To her, this event was like a battle she wanted to plunge right into the middle of, heart and soul. Indeed, we had all kinds of stalls lined up in rows around the Colosseum. The fast food outlet, or what you'd call fast food in my previous world, was part of that. Mjolmile had made all the arrangements for it, and we had the whole menu ready for today: burgers, hot dogs, fries, and a selection of juices. And that was far from all. Yes, there was yakisoba and corn, but also cow deer kebabs and other local favorites. We even had shaved ice on offer, although it was still a little too early season-wise. Come summer, that'd probably become a top seller. I made sure the ice was shaved into thin, tiny strips so they gently melted in your mouth, and there were gobs of sweet syrup poured over every bowl. It was truly a treat that reigned supreme, and I know, because I tried it myself. Take a walk down there, and you were greeted with the fragrant aromas of cooking soy sauce and sugary fruit flavors. Lots of people were working hard for this day, and it showed. I'd used thought communication to send images of the food I had in mind to everyone involved, and the able hands of Shuna and her staff had made most of my suggestions a reality. Then Mjolmile worked out all the logistics for the food stalls, and, for some reason, Veldora was opening a grilled food joint of his own. Hinata, according to Yuki, had checked out the whole scene yesterday, deciding exactly where she wanted to visit.
Wow, hey, maybe Hinata's a bigger fan of junk food than she looks, huh?
Hey, join the club.
He replied.
You're right, though. It's kind of surprising.
Learning this unexpected fact about Hinata was a welcome surprise. I think. At the very least, I knew now she wasn't afraid to toss big money around on a whim, so she'd definitely be a favored customer of ours. I was a bit worried, though. Hopefully she doesn't set a bad example for the kids. So I headed to the reception hall with Benimaru and Yuki. By the time we did, Rigurd was already going over today's schedule with the large noble contingent on hand.
Ah, Sir Rimuru. That was an excellent speech earlier.
Was it? Seeing Rigurd look so happy about it warmed me up. Guess it didn't go so badly after all. Good, good. I returned Rigurd's smile.
Now, everybody, let me guide you to our first attraction of the day.
He began to walk off, leading the group to our first stop, a building right nearby the reception hall. This was our concert hall, its interior remodeled at breakneck speed, but the results looked better than I expected. The high-quality seats were lined up in rows oriented based on our acoustic calculations. Our visitors each sat at their assigned chairs without complaint. Compared to Japan, I couldn't help but be biased against this world's level of culture. I'm sure people on the other side would think the same of me, but regardless, those were my feelings. There was a robust art scene, and this world didn't lose out to my old one much in terms of painting or music, but that applied only to the noble ranks. It served as a diversion for them, something on which to lavish money and time. Whenever a city developed itself to an advanced enough level, the angels would start attacking it, and thanks to that, the ruling classes tended to isolate and conceal scientific research to some extent. Art was the same way, and generally, patrons of the arts saw such work as something to commission and enjoy strictly for themselves. Personally, I think culture is something nurtured by all of society. There's genius lurking all over the world, and in such a close-knit art scene, that genius is not only hard to dig up but may likely not be discovered at all. Art and creative activity can be enjoyed only when one has room for it in their lives.
That's it for this video, guys. Thank you for always watching my videos and supporting my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.